Welcome, Jet fans, to the Jets Life podcast. And this is Anthony hosting with Dominic. And we are on the Jet Stream, our Wednesday night show here. Kind of recap what happened this past weekend and look forward to what's going on with this team as the season progresses. The Jets are 0-6, Dom. Brutal loss on Sunday morning football where everyone was having their TM crumpets. And we were watching. What were we watching? Tell us exactly what we were watching there.
So we watched probably the most pathetic offensive performance I've ever seen in my entire Jet fandom. That's what we've seen. We're seeing a quarterback that is scared to throw the ball. We're seeing a head coach that's purely not ready and learning on the job. We're seeing all these same things we've seen for the last 20 plus years. And you think the Jets will get it right? Still not yet. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this team. It's I feel like we have to take 2 steps forward, but 10 steps back before we even move forward. You know what I mean?
Well, let me help you on where to start. Let's start with the obvious elephant in the room, and that's the quarterback, Justin Fields. Negative 10 net passing yards. In today's NFL, that's absolutely ridiculous. And a big caveat to this is his 9 sacks that you want to call a team allowed, or he just sat there, hold on to the football for way too long. Yeah, I mean, this has probably been one of the bigger issues that has plagued him throughout his career. It's something that wasn't necessarily an issue with him at Ohio State, where he had a team around him that was built for power, and you didn't see this on the tape. He seemed like a confident guy, able to throw the football, especially down the field, to guys like Garrett Wilson, to guys like Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., et cetera. The guy, this guy had confidence. He played with a swag that, in my opinion, at the time, I put him right there up there with Trevor Lawrence that year as being the number 2 guy. Which obviously, knowing what the history has told us, that draft class maybe left a lot more to be desired. But when you look at Justin Fields in this game and you look at his time to throw on each of his sacks, and when you talk about the NFL average, 3 seconds is an eternity for a quarterback to get the ball out of his hands. On his 9 sacks, 7.7 seconds, 4.4 seconds, 3.8 seconds, 3.4 seconds, 3.3 seconds, 2.1, 2.9, 4.4. That means on 8 of his 9 sacks, he held on to the ball at a rate that is considered, elite timing for a quarterback to get the ball out of his hands.
I mean,
Aaron?
I seen the same thing. Watching the game, and I've watched it actually twice, not the whole game twice, but I was watching parts of the sack exchange. Let's call it the sack number. 9 sacks, and all of those 9 sacks. I mean, literally, I would say about 7 are caused by holding on to the ball too long. That offensive line gave him time. They gave him time. And if you watch the All-22, he had players open. I mean, I'm seeing this. It's watching Zach Wilson 2.0. It really is. That's what I feel like I'm watching. And I just don't get it, man. It's the Jets curse. It really is. It's got to be.
Well, the one thing I'll say, this is obviously a conversation for a later time, but the one thing I'll say is that this offense seems like it has a little bit of something. There's going to be some changes, and that's the part that kind of frightens me the most with this whole thing. But even on his passes, there was a couple of instances where Garrett Wilson was on an out route and he just clutched the ball on the very last drive. I want to say it was the second play, or maybe it was the first play on that last sequence that led to 4th down that eventually ended the game. Garrett Wilson was wide open, and I don't know what he was looking at. He did not throw the football and then threw it a second late. And Garrett had his hands on it, probably should have made the catch. But that's a perfect situation. And it happened earlier in the season, too. I forget if it was – I want to say it was the Buffalo game, late in the first half. And granted, that game was over. Very similar situation Isaiah Davis was running open in the flat. And it was a situation where if he hits him on time, Isaiah Davis is probably running for 30, 40 yards because there was so much space in front of him. But he holds onto the ball, completes the pass, so it looks decent on the stat sheet. He made a completion. But when you're looking at the story of this is a league about chunk plays. The teams that win are the ones that are able to get big chunks on early downs and get the ball down the field. And in that particular sequence, granted, we were going to lose to Buffalo no matter what, but that's a big play missed, and it's happening way too frequently. And what's even worse, and we'll get to the next point here, what's even worse is that you deliver these balls late and you're putting your players at risk. And Garrett Wilson, on one of those passes that arrived late, had to make a weird movement to make the catch or try to make the catch, and he walked off the field. And it happened twice in this game. It happened once earlier on a very similar situation. He went off the field, came back in, and then it happened again later. Garrett Wilson, knee injury, probably going to miss some time. If I'm the Jets, I'm taking every precaution here. There's no need to rush this guy back because, as we all know, this season's going to come and go. The Jets are going to be picking top 5, picking a quarterback in this April's draft, and Garrett Wilson is a big, big piece to that young man's development.
Yes. And you know what? You brought up a good point about the whole Garrett Wilson situation there. It happened in week 1 too. Remember that Pittsburgh game, the last play of the game, right? Garrett Wilson, gets a pass from Justin Fields, and that was a hospital ball, man. I mean, honestly, if you look at that play, easily should have ran for a first down, but decided to chuck it to Garrett Wilson. And honestly, most players that get hit like that, I mean, you're missing time. Avoided injury. That was huge. Justin Fields. Yeah, so the thing, what I'm so confused about with Justin Fields, honestly, is the fact that this isn't the Justin Fields we're accustomed to seeing either. Like, where are the RPOs? Where are his scrambles? Where is his abilities to run the ball? And we're not seeing that. They're presenting a quarterback that's, your pocket quarterback. He's not a pocket quarterback. We know this. His strengths are, all right, let me run. He's got an arm. We know he has an arm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me run, buy some time, hit the man open downfield. Where do you see that? I don't see
the issue against Denver is, and we've seen a little bit of it throughout the season. The thing with Denver is they're not a team that's going to let you run the football is the problem. You're not going to be able to run against that team. That's a team that's speed at linebackers. They're not going to let you beat them with your quarterback with his legs. I think that's probably their biggest ammunition along with their pass rush on the defense side of the ball. So I think it's a situation where maybe this coaching staff tries to outsmart everyone else in overthinking what to do in this situation. But yeah, Justin Fields is not a pocket passer. He needs to use his legs. But this team as a whole, it's just and what teams are going to continue to do is something we've seen teams do a lot of times with this Jets team. When Zach Wilson was there, they're going to load the box 8 or 9 guys, and they're going to say, Justin Fields, try and beat us. And until he proves teams otherwise, that is going to be the game plan week in, week out. We'll see it this Sunday. We'll see it next Sunday. We'll see it during the bye week. We'll see it all season long until this coaching staff puts a game plan in place that's going to allow for Justin Fields to, do something. It's going to be a major problem that this team's going to deal with most season long, unless obviously they pull a trigger on a quarterback move. And I think that's something that maybe
obviously Sanders rumors.
Come on. I don't buy that shit.
No, well, so I always we watch.
Why would Cleveland trade Shedeur Sanders?
Why would the Jets trade for him to bring more drama in that fucking circus right now? I mean, you know that's exactly what it would cost, right? I mean, it's a circus right now. Dude, we're the laughing stock of all sports franchises. It's so embarrassing to be a Jet fan right now, you know? But I've been a Jet fan for fucking 40 something years, you know? I'm sitting here and I'm just waiting. I might, bro, I might not ever see anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the sad part of this whole thing. But I'll tell you one thing. I mean, watching these games close, I don't want to say this is the worst team I've ever seen, but it's close. It really is. I've seen the Rich Kotite Jets. That was bad. The 2-14 Adam Gase Jets. That was bad. I mean, this team here is a whole different bed. It's like they have quitters on this team. I mean, it's the first game. It took week 6 to finally see a defensive effort with a complete offensive failure. I mean, that offense just looked, oh my God. And then at the end of the game, I mean, a chance to at least win the game. You talk about a 63-yard field goal. You were probably better off trying to kick that field goal than going for fourth. Bro, they were not like the odds were stacked against you going for fourth down there. The guy can't throw he can't throw it against Denver defense. Defense shut them down big time. And you know, the whole thing
is probably the most embarrassing thing you could have done.
I mean, and you know what? Shame on the offensive caller on that. I mean, listen, I know they're a young regime, new and all that, but how are you not taking, like, you have Arian Smith here for, I'm just going to throw out an example. Supposedly he's a speedster, one of the fastest guys in the NFL. I haven't seen one play. They go just deep on this one kid, even if they get intercepted, even if it was a incomplete pass. Defense has got to understand, let's play back because this guy's a threat. They don't even do that. And that's what pisses me off.
Because they're not scared of Justin Fields to throw the football thing.
Yeah, but you complete one of those passes downfield, it changes the whole game.
Yeah, but it changes the game for sure, but it doesn't. It's not going to change defensive play callers' opinions on Justin Fields. They're
always going to stack the box. I mean, what happened to week one? Week one, Justin Fields. What happened to that guy?
Well, I think Pittsburgh defense was awful to start the season. I think that's got a lot to say about it.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Well, what's up with Dallas Cowboys defense?
What's up with Dallas Cowboys defense?
Yeah, why couldn't they show up there until the fourth quarter when it mattered nothing?
Because Dallas Cowboys defense backed off.
Stinks. They stink.
Well, are you saying against the Jets?
Yeah, like, all right, Justin Fields, that game until quarter 4 wasn't even involved in the game. Am I right?
Well, I think a large reason behind that, and I think it's a big mirage that's going on with the Jets all season long. It happened in Tampa Bay. It's happened against Buffalo. It's happened against Dallas. There's other games too. Week in and week out, they're getting put in situations where teams are just going to rush the passer, put multiple guys in a box. Miami did the same thing. That was the other game I was thinking about. When the game's over, teams are going to stop doing that. They're just going to play prevent defense and just keep things in front of us. And yeah, his stats look outstanding in the fourth quarter, but that's not because he's doing something and he's figuring it out. That's because teams are backing off and they're not applying the same game plan that's been successful for 3 quarters. I've yet to see Justin Fields
in the fourth quarter. The game is over.
Game. What happened?
I said by the fourth quarter, the game is over.
Well, yeah, and that's what you're seeing. Justin Fields' stats are completely inflated because of the fact that these games are over and teams are backing off. The only game that we saw a Justin Fields that can make you proud of what you're seeing was Week 1 against Pittsburgh. But Week 1's a lie, and that's something that you've always got to put in the back of your head. Whatever you see Week 1 is no one has tape. No one knew what Engstrom was throwing out there. Nobody knew how the Jets were going to incorporate Justin Fields in this offense. There was a lot of unknowns that teams are not able to scout. They're not able to there's unscouted looks all over the field. And you saw it. The Jets were able to succeed with that. And I think a lot to do with the Steelers defense. They had the first few weeks of the season, they were awful. I think they've turned it around. They're playing better now. But I think I don't know what was going on early in the season. that defense was not a prototypical Steelers defense that we've grown
Oh,
accustomed
we're
to.
not used to seeing. Correct. Week 1, everybody's freaking.
So that's where it was a little
shit.
shocking too. That's where it was more shocking too. Justin Fields was able to do that, but again, it just goes to show you week 1, you can never trust what you see in week 1. There was a year where Chicago beat with Justin Fields. They beat 49ers in week 1. That was like a survival pool nightmare for a lot of people. And then I think Chicago went on to go 1-14 the rest of the season. So you really can't trust what you see in week 1, and this is a perfect example of that because we have not seen the Jets team as a whole come out like they did in week 1. This defense played outstanding, probably played one of their better games of the season. Obviously, week 1, you kind of have that fourth quarter where they get up 17 points, but the first 3 quarters was a pretty good. They put some good film on the field. Outside the last 2 minutes of the first half, they were pretty outstanding that entire game. And then the fourth quarter came around and Aaron Rodgers, did Aaron Rodgers things. But yeah, and we can talk a little bit too if we want about the future of this team. But let's first tip our hat a little bit for this Jets defense a little bit here. And I think a big guy that's got a lot of, needs to get his flowers thrown his way. Jarvis Brownlee coming in this game. I'm pretty sure this is his first action with the team, at least significant action.
Right.
And he was all over the field, including a first possession fumble forced on that first drive.
We finally got one. Only took
first turnover of the season.
6 games to happen.
And it's so unfortunate that the amount of field position that was given to this Jets offense and they still couldn't do shit. The first possession, and I know we're trying to give defense flowers and we're going back to the offense, but the first possession fumble, they got the ball back at like the 34-yard line, whatever it was.
Only converted 3. Then you had that big kickoff return.
3
points.
The sack.
Then we have finally a safety. Another field goal. I mean, this is typical fucking Jets offense, dude. It just, they stutter. I don't know. I'm tired of it, man. I really am.
Well, it's easy to get tired of. But yeah, Brownlee coming in with the big fumble. You had some pretty decent linebacker play out of Sherwood and Mayagoa, better than we've seen. I think Sherwood's still showing that he's a little bit of a liability in coverage. Obviously, he had that one drive where he just looked completely confused, completely lost. That led to a touchdown. Wasn't a good drive for him at all. But Mayagoa shows that maybe he can be an off the bench contributor to this team, which is what you kind of want out of a.
He was. I think last week's. I think he was rated number 3 or 4 of all linebackers in football.
Yeah, he had a solid game.
Hey, listen, 4th. Was he a 4th or a 5th? I think he was a 5th rounder, right?
5th, yeah.
Yeah, 5th round linebacker. Can we finally hit on one of these fucking picks?
I don't know if he's. I don't put him there. I think he's.
Listen, I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but can we say maybe we have someone that could contribute? We haven't had contributors in the 5th round or later. Am I right?
I think that's the best you're going to get out of him. It's just, but my biggest thing is honestly, like the Jets are putting him in a weird situation. He's not a guy that you want playing meaningful snaps consistently. Eventually, again, just like any other player, film is going to come out. They're going to see his weaknesses, and they're going to start attacking that stuff. He's not by any means a polished player. He came from a program in Miami where that defense was absolutely awful in 2024. Jets plucked a couple players out of Miami.
No, I know. They got Barron as well. You know what? I'm not saying, listen, all I'm saying is this. We're going to be we're selling players. We do know this, right? We're definitely selling players here. On defense, I think, honestly, they're probably going to, Quincy's probably leaving, which means Malaluga is going to be playing a lot more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. On defense, now that Brownlee's supposedly our next nickel guy, probably going to lose Michael Carter. That's probably another one. I mean,
But
I'm not saying we're going to get a
he's
first
damage
round, or
goods.
second round, third round. It'd probably be like a fifth or sixth round pick, maybe a pick swap for him. But they get out of like $8 million in freaking salary cap.
Yeah, but a team's not eating that though. They're not getting
Probably
that.
not. I mean, maybe the 49ers will.
Whatever dead cap, the Jets are going to absorb 100% of that.
And then the big one is Quincy.
You sure he's the big one?
Who's bigger on defense? Sauce?
No, they can't. They have too much dead cap.
Yeah. Who else? Oh, Jermaine Johnson. They cannot move JJ.
Well, I don't think it's Jermaine Johnson. I think the Jets would like to keep him back.
Who?
Quinnen.
Oh, that's what I meant. Quinnen. I'm sorry. Quinnen, not Quincy.
Quinnen would be the guy that I would eyeball because, and I don't want this to happen, but I look at Quinnen as a guy that this team could really turn this rebuild around a little bit quicker because you're probably going to get some good draft capital for him.
I mean, you probably get a first and a third you're getting for him. Am I right?
And that'll give us back a third round pick that we lost in the Sonrack trade. I think that's probably where you're going a little bit more. It'll probably be a first and a third. We got to flip a fourth or some weird shit like that.
I agree.
But I mean, I'm looking at Quinnen Williams, and honestly, if I'm the Jets, he already called early in the offseason. Supposedly Jerry Jones called the Jets about the Micah Parsons trade. That was never happening. The Jets are not in position to make a trade and sign a guy like Micah Parsons. But
for what? To go to a team that's going to win 2 games all year, bro?
Well, exactly. That's why it didn't make sense. But the Jets were on Jerry Jones' call list because he wanted Quinnen Williams to be basically the replacement of Kenny Clark in the eventual trade that got him to Green Bay.
Dallas is going to be the team.
Dallas has a lot of ammunition in draft capital. Obviously, you're not getting 2 first-round picks or whatever the case may be, but maybe you can get one of those first-round picks back.
And that's huge for development. Yeah.
And the big thing is, like, it puts the Jets in a situation, and I don't think this is going to be the case, but it puts you in a situation similar with the Giants were in last year, where because the Jets have a lot of holes. They have holes everywhere. It's not just quarterback. There's holes everywhere. This defense had a good week, but there's still a lot of holes on this defense too. You get cute and try and get a guy like Bain with a top pick and go quarterback. I agree. That's not not happening. You're probably going to back one and then trying to get a defensive player later on, or going offense. I think that's probably the most logical situation, but it gives you a little more flexibility to do what you think you need to do, as opposed to feeling like you have to reach, because they're going to need to go offense on these picks.
No, well, here's the question, right? If they were able to unload Quinnen, let's say that were be the case, okay. I mean, what's that? Isn't that clearing like $26 million in cap space? Or 25 million in cap space?
We Google it, my friend.
Yeah, that's one. And on top of that, most likely if they deal Quinnen, Quincy's gone too. And that's another, like $8 million in cap space? That's going to put him over $100 million in cap space.
Isn't Quincy on an expiring contract?
He is. This is last year. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so it doesn't even matter anyway. But you know what? Get a pick for him. Get a 4th or a 5th for him. If he's not part of your plans, they're not going to play Sherwood and Quincy. That we know. That for sure. But you know
Quinnen,
what? 22 maybe to 25, somewhere there.
So Quinnen, you would save $12 million in a trade. About $17 million you'd save in cap space.
I mean, listen, that's another stud, man. That really is. I mean, and granted, we're not going to be the first choice for a lot of these free agents too. So we're going to have to overpay a little bit, right?
Yeah, and that's a big thing. I'm really hoping that this team kind of takes this season as and if the whole intention is that this season was a rebuild year, I'm fine with that being the case. But this next offseason has got to be a situation where you're trying to put this team in the best situation possible. You're probably going to lose Brees. There's no doubt about that in my mind. He's gone.
Not if you want him. If he's part of your plans, you need to restructure him.
No, I think he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, all of what we're hearing is true. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me take care of this real fast.
You're good.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, obviously, to kind of cap off on some of the Brees Hall news, if you haven't heard already, Brees Hall went to social media, put out a post out there. Free 20 was basically the hashtag to the conclusion of his tweet. Doesn't look good for a guy who's, on an expiring contract, a guy that's likely, looking at a free agency at the end of this year, on a team that's hasn't freed him to this point. He hasn't had 1,000 yards rushing in his entire career. He's had some good seasons, 1,500 yards all-purpose. But the Jets, let's be real, they're a team that's rebuilding. They are not to the point where they should be picking up. They're not to the point where they should be picking up a running back's contract in the salary cap. So I was just mentioning, Dom, like with the whole Brees Hall situation, the reason why it doesn't make sense is that you're not going to restructure. It doesn't make sense where the Jets are right now. Similar to what didn't make sense for them to make a trade for Michael Parsons. The Jets are not in a situation to be paying a running back top end money. We see it year in and year out. The teams just go in the middle of the rounds. Dane, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Year in and year out, teams use the middle rounds as an area to pick up running backs, and we see it year after year. Kyren Williams was a late round pick, and he's a top-notch running back. You see teams get crazy, like the Lions picking up running back in the first round. It just doesn't make sense. And Dane actually came in the right time because he's not a Brees Hall hater, but he's been out on Brees for quite some time.
Well, listen to this. Listen, he's not the same Brees we were used to seeing either. Okay, so what has he really done in the last 2 seasons? Really think about last year into this year. Listen, he's a good player. He's a good player. Is he a great player? Absolutely not. To lose ties with him, fine. What are we going to trade for him? We're going to get a 4th or a 5th rounder, maybe?
I think 4th rounder.
Listen, they're not going to sign him. If they're not going to sign him, move on from him. If you're going to sign him, get it done now. Me personally,
it doesn't make any sense for him to do that though. As a player, what do you got there? Oh, that's what you want to go take care of?
Yeah, how to get one.
Yeah, I hear you. I might get a special delivery here in a couple moments.
How you doing?
Yeah. But anyway, the whole Brees situation, I think he's gone. Honestly, you look at this roster and there's not many players that I consider untouchable. Probably Garrett. Obviously, definitely Garrett Wilson. Definitely Sauce Gardner because you just paid him. The offensive line, Tippmann, Fashanu, Membu. John Simpson and AVT are both on expiring contracts. They're likely gone. Maybe Simpson you give a contract to. AVT would be nice, but
you know what? You might get him on the cheap. Who's going to really sign him for big money, though? Nobody.
Yeah, but you can't really trust him to be he's an offensive guard. They're getting paid crazy now.
Even someone's been riddled 3 season-ending injuries in their first 5 years. What is he going to realistically? It's a prove-it year next year for him. He has
someone will pay him
$8 million a year. I would sign him for $8 million.
But the thing is, I don't think he stays with the Jets for $8 million a year. I think he goes to a team that maybe has a historical medical staff that can probably help him kind of figure out these injury problems he's had.
Jets, that's for sure.
These have all been freak injuries. It's not like something that you really can prevent, but the fact that it's happened multiple times to him, I think he goes somewhere that says, this is probably it with me, and then move on.
It's so weird. This has been the worst part of a Jet fan the last 16 years. Think about it. The last time the Jets made the playoffs, 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going into 15, 16 years now. And, it's the longest playoff drought in all of sports in the U.S. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And here we are. who does this? I mean, we're sitting down right now. We're talking Jets, and I'm still a Jet fan. Guess what? Fucking Sunday, I'm going to be excited to watch the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love my team, and you love your team, right?
I'm excited. It's like
I get it. No, you know what I mean, though. But we still watch it, right? I mean, have you not watched in the last 16 years, barring a wedding function or a birthday party you had to go to, did you not watch almost every freaking game?
Well, of course, yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing, right? Here we are. We're going into week 7. We're 0-6, right? As bad as we were or are in the last 15, 16 fucking years, okay? Not yet have we recorded the number 1 pick of the draft. Okay? The number 1 pick. Number 1 pick of the draft. Okay? And you know what? History's...
Sean.
Yeah, that was the last one. And we traded 1 pick, I think, the year or 2 years before that. We traded number 1. I forgot what it was. It's been so long. I was a little freaking kid by it. I don't remember. But
traded
here we are. Right? We're here in 2025. Okay? And we're 0-6. Okay? And why do I have a fucking funny feeling that we're going to be the worst team until week 16 and lose that number 1 pick, that 17th week? Am I right or wrong?
Because late in the season, we do play the Saints. So that's probably enough.
Dude, I'll be honest with you at that point. Listen, if we're at week 15, week 16, I don't give a shit. If we're picking number 1 overall, then I don't care. Woody Johnson, fucking medal all you want. I want everybody out. I want to put our fucking reserves in there. I don't want not one starter in there. We're losing these fucking games. Okay? We need to draft our quarterback and need to draft him now. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not only do we need to draft our quarterback, okay, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like, is Aaron Glenn our coach?
That's my concern.
And it's scary. It really is. Because you know what? I love Aaron Glenn as a player. As a coach, listen, he did wonderful things as a defensive coordinator. All right. Is he a head coach? First-time head coach. Here we go again. So now we have to trust this regime to bring in a quarterback that may stick for a year. Okay. And then guess what? It's another Caleb Williams situation. It's another, oh man, we could go down this list. Who was else? It's Caleb Williams. It happened to. Who was the other rookie quarterback? They fired a head coach in the first year within the last 2-3 years. Oh,
well, it just happened to Cam Ward.
Eberflus, Tennessee Shanahan. I mean, here we go, bro. This stunts fucking
Callahan.
development. Yeah, Callahan. This stunts development growth. I mean, for quarterback.
It does, but you look at a team like Chicago, they look like they're moving in the right direction with Ben Johnson there now. Mm-hmm.
Well, you bring in a Ben Johnson. Listen, if you want to cut ties, listen, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the more and more I'm thinking this and all that, listen, either A, you cut ties after this year, and dude, you have let's say we ended up with the first pick of the draft. Dude, I am calling the Redskins. Well, not even the Redskins. I am calling, what's his name over there? Kingsbury. You come on. Let's go. Give him another chance. He deserves another chance. He made his point. He had a first round out of it with Kyle Murray. I get it. Dude, developed freaking Jaden Daniels. Here we go. The guy's bowling out. I mean, this year, whatever, but he's still bowling out.
He's been dealing with injuries. He's still doing it, though.
Dude, that's the guy. I mean, listen, it's an offensive mind. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, obviously,
offensive mind. I'm tired of these.
Here's what I'll say. All right, I don't think Glenn's gonna be one and done. That's as much as I think he can lose this locker room. I don't think it's gonna be the case. I do think the Jets are gonna grant him the luxury of having another year. My concern there, obviously, is you're trusting this regime to pick your quarterback, and I have concerns there. If it's a guy like Fernando Mendoza, you trust him. You think he's the guy.
I think he's consensus number 1. Gotta be.
I mean, I think he's got still a lot of games left to show it. But he's so far through the first 6 weeks of the season, my favorite that I've seen. Dante Moore's right there with him. I think it says a lot. to go into Oregon and get that victory for Indiana. I think that says a lot.
I mean,
to the same effect, I had a lot of respect for Dante Moore going into Penn State and getting the victory like he did.
Dude, so real quick on that Mendoza kid. After that pick six, what did he do next? That's to me that shows. All right, relax. Let's go get it.
Well, let's take that into context of this team over the past season. Isn't this team waiting for something like that to happen every single week? And when they do, they crouch and crumble.
I mean, if you think about it, probably not. All right, let's just do this. No, hold on, wait. Let's talk about this for a second. This team is in desperate need of a quarterback, honestly, with balls.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a Baker Mayfield. I mean, listen, that kid. I mean, here we were. I remember that year. We were waiting for that draft, and we were shocked Cleveland took fucking Baker. And we were getting Sam freaking Darnold. Okay? Here we are. Fucking 7 years later. What are both of these guys doing right now? Bowling out in the NFL. Why?
They're winning games.
Because they're away from the two worst fucking franchises in the NFL. Honestly, it's 1 and 2. You could reverse it however you want to put it. Cleveland Browns and New York Jets are the worst teams in the NFL. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Cleveland's better than us, to be honest. I think we are the worst.
Their defense is outstanding right now. I mean, they're missing a quarterback.
Right.
Offense has some.
They got a sick defense. We don't even have that sick defense anymore. I mean, last week we finally showed up after like 2 months.
Well, for sure. But hold on, take the stage for 5 seconds. I'm gonna actually grab a beer myself too. But
go for it. So Jermaine Johnson, welcome back. 5 tackles and a sack. Huge. Because you know what? I really do feel that he is a big presence in that defense. Like he's the leader of that defense. You knew when he left that even last year when he got hurt, that defense was never the same. He came back this week, defense showed up, so Jermaine Johnson sets that edge really well. I mean, he ain't going to get you 20 sacks, 10 sacks, 15 sacks, but you ain't running on him on that side. It's not a weak side anymore. Now, being that he is back, Clemens doesn't have to play as much, which eliminates issues. Okay? So that defense, we've seen what it did this week. I'm not saying every week is going to be the same, but I am kind of curious to see, next week and the following week, with Jermaine Johnson out there, how this defense plays. Because I'll tell you, if they start playing like a top 10 defense with him back, we know what the problem is. So I mean, I'm excited that he's back. Now the rumors speculating out there, let's trade Jermaine Johnson, this and that. That's just a rumor. There's no freaking way you're trading Jermaine Johnson. I love those JETS. So I was just talking about Jermaine Johnson. Welcome back. 5 tackles and a sack. You know what? And there is no way on earth. I mean, listen, that defense last year. Let's talk about last year, and then we'll go into this year real fast. Mm-hmm. I mean, last year when he left, you had the injuries of him and Mosley at the same time, basically. Oh, Samuel Adams, Oktoberfest. Ching, ching. So, woo, what do you go? Choo, choo. Choo. So, Jermaine Johnson coming back this week. I mean, listen, the next 2 weeks of football, him out there, if that defense could play like a top 10 defense the next 2 weeks with him out there, we know what the problem is.
Walk before you can run, man.
Well, no, but honestly, I think he sets that. He's the leader of that defense. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Quinnen. It's not Sauce. It's nobody. It was Mosley, but he took the reins. This guy's legit. Okay? Now, I want to see next week, and then the following week is against Cincy, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. So, win or lose, no, it doesn't matter. Whatever. They could lose a fucking 10-9 game for all I care. Okay? But if that defense, especially next week, playing against friggin', what is it, Rico Dowdle coming in fucking running 200 yards a game, right? And we're able to contain that offense, all right? And Jermaine is setting his presence. He's a stud in the NFL. You need to freaking find a way to lock him down. Like, you ain't trading this guy.
Well, here's my thing with Jermaine. So yeah, we got the Panthers, Bengals, and then a bye. Here's my thing with Jermaine. I think this Jets defense took a major hit when he went down with his injury last year. I think
100%.
a lot of people like to point the Robert Saleh signing as a reason why the Jets defense took a step back, and I think that has something to do with it. Ulbrich didn't have the ability to kind of to monitor both sides of the football. That wasn't what he was brought there to do. He was brought there to be defense coordinator. Obviously, he's having success with Atlanta, so what they just did on Monday Night Football. He's a great defense coordinator, not a great head coach. But I think when he lost his responsibility as a defense coordinator, White Cotton wasn't the guy who wanted to be defense coordinator, obviously.
Right.
But Jermaine Johnson going down in week 2 was a major problem for this Jets defense. It gave Michael Clemens a larger volume of snaps. It put Will McDonald in a situation where he needed to be a
triple coverage.
And I think you're seeing with Jermaine Johnson back that, this defense is starting to look something like what we want it to look like, going into the season. We'll see if it continues down the stretch here, a couple games that they should be able to kind of contain an offense. But Panthers are playing good football right now, but they just played terribly on the road. So, that's something that works in the Jets' favor.
I think, my prediction here, Jets are going to win this game. And I'll tell you why. Okay?
I can't do it.
Defense is going to play tight. All right, listen, I don't think they're going to play as tight as they did with Denver. But here's the thing. And only this reason why I think this. All right, there's a lot of pressure on Aaron Glenn right now. Okay? Of why Justin Fields is playing so much and he stinks.
Yeah.
If there's a situation by the second quarter going into the third and they're doing nothing offensively and it's a close game, I guarantee you Tyrod Taylor is coming in. And Tyrod is going to deliver the winning punch. That's my prediction to this game. Now, with this game being said, okay, we're playing at home. Let me tell you something. I think right now the biggest fear for Aaron Glenn is going home and playing this game and you're coming out flat. Because this could be honestly, you want to talk about a one and done? This could be the game that could be a one and done. It can be because you just came back from it. Listen, we just came back.
Get smoked. Obviously that's bad.
Well, here's the thing, right? If Justin Fields is not doing shit, okay, if he's still playing that, listen, they're not playing a defense like Denver. I understand that, right? But he also, outside of week 1, between quarters 1 and 3, has played somewhat like crap. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Carolina plays. Carolina will throw and run that ball. They got 2 weapons, man. They got this kid, Victoria McMillan, and they got now all of a sudden, and Hubbard's coming back this week, by the way. So they have a dual threat and running back, Dowdle and freaking Hubbard. And you know how we are against the run until last week. But anyway, it's one of those games, though. I want to say it's a trap game for Carolina because they're 3-3.
I don't know if Carolina is a team that really can play trap game yet.
They're not. But I'll tell you right now, for the Jets, though, I think they're a 1.5 point favorite or even a 1 point favorite in this game too.
The Jets are?
Yeah, look it up. It's insane. I think they're favored in this game. But honestly, I guarantee you all the money's going towards Carolina in this game. But this is the type of game you stay away from, because the Jets will all of a sudden, like you got a Justin Fields. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is the way I feel it's going to happen because of all the shit that's been going on here. I really do feel that if Aaron Glenn and this whole thing is like one of those things where I feel like the Jets could put on a little run here, like win 2 in a row before going into that Baltimore. Lamar is going to just smoke them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at
2 wins right here. After this, I don't think. What happened?
Carolina's favored by a point.
Oh, so it's Carolina favored by a point. But honestly, this is a game the Jets could kind of win, And then next week against Cincy, kind of win. Then go on their bye. We're all bought in. Lamar comes back, and we're going to get smoked. You understand that? But that's okay. Because honestly, I want that number one fucking pick. I don't care. You know what? No tank for the season. We need wins. We need wins. You're not going to fire Glenn no matter what. I want the number one pick. We're going to suck this year. At most, we're going to win is 4 or 5 games. Am I right? At most. Now just think about it. At most, we're going to win 4 or 5 games. I know you can't see it, but let's just say at most 4 or 5. What does that get us? Freaking 4th or 5th pick?
Probably, but
right.
The thing is, I don't even see the 4 or 5 happening. I think they're sitting squarely at 3, maybe 4. And I mean, I don't even. The thing is that I look at the schedule and I can't point out 4 teams that were better than, unless they steal a couple wins from somebody. Like, you got New England twice happening. We're not beating New England twice. I'm sorry.
New England's playing for both games. They're playing them in the season where they still have to fight. The only game no one's playing for nothing is that week fucking 17 game, which I also start to think now, does Buffalo have anything to play for that game?
It's looking like they will.
And you know what? That's beautiful. Listen, I don't ever want to just tank, but bro, we ain't making the playoffs. This team is in desperate need of a facelift. We need a face. Okay? And that's it. Listen, they're comparing this kid Mendoza to more of a Goff type of quarterback. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Is he? Have you heard that?
I've heard the Cousins comparisons, but listen,
I'll fucking take a Kirk Cousins right now. I mean, dude, I'll trade for Kirk Cousins right now. But you know what? I don't want to, because I don't want to. I want a young fucking quarterback. I need a kid that's going to come out and fucking play. Okay? I want a kid that's not afraid to throw the ball. Double, triple clutch before he throws the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think Dane hits it on the head here. I mean, it depends on which defense shows up. But listen, I think there's more proof that what we saw in week 1 through 5, obviously, you've seen more of it. Maybe they injected some life into this defense with these shakeups.
Listen, I've been a Jet fan for a very fucking long time. And I've seen this. Listen, this defense should not be playing this bad. Am I right? The first 5 weeks bad.
I mean,
no, not first 5 weeks bad, Anthony. That was bad. I mean, go bad from top 10 to fucking 31st ranked defense. No,
but they struggled late last year too. They were struggle bus last year too.
They did it. Yeah, they did. You know what though? Here we go. So you're starting to see. I mean, listen. This is where I can't stand where everybody fucking attacks Aaron Glenn. And you know what? Listen, I love Aaron Glenn as a player. As a coach, he's still got to prove his worth. All right.
But he's got a lot to prove, and he
does. So, like you said before, you don't think he's going to be a one and done. So let's just concentrate here. Let's just concentrate here for a second. His free agent ads, or his players he added through his cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only way I think Aaron Glenn will show anything is this. You probably, from last year's team till today, okay, you probably need about an 85% turnover of players. Okay. That whole team, honestly, exception of maybe 6 or 7 players, are worth keeping. Okay. Now think about this for a second. 6 or 7 players, and we could talk about who they are. We could talk about, okay, we have Jermaine Johnson, worth keeping. Sauce Gardner, worth keeping. Garrett Wilson, worth keeping. 3 of our offensive linemen, worth keeping. We're at now, right? Number 5, 6 right now?
We get 6, yeah.
Yeah, 6 right there. And 7, I mean, who can we say? Can we say anybody else?
Well, you can't say anybody else, but you're going to keep. I mean,
but hold on. You're going
to keep Zaire Thomas. You're going to keep Arian Smith.
He's a guy. No, we're not talking about. Here's the other part of this. This is where I was getting to. Okay, I'm not saying you need a complete. I'm talking about starters. We're talking about starters here. There are 22 starters. Okay, out of these 22 starters, there's going to have to be about at least a 70% change. 70% are going to have to go out. Who?
Mason Taylor would be there.
Oh, Mason Taylor, lock. He's a rookie. Lock. Dude, so here you go. Now we're talking about the Aaron Glenn and Mujib.
Brownlee will probably be there. They have him locked up for a
and
couple
this
years.
is both. Remember, both
Aaron
Glenn
and Harrison Smith. Listen, here's what the Jets really need. I mean, and obviously there's a time and a place for a offseason fix the franchise type of situation. What the Jets need to do next offseason is simple as this.
Bro,
They've got
wait, before you even start that, hold on. We're week 7.
Yeah,
we're really thinking a draft. Dude, this is how bad it's been, bro.
Well, think of what it's like when you've actually watched, 3 games of current film for 2 quarterbacks. You're already diving into some historical tape. I want to look this week at some of Mendoza's Cal tape.
Send me some of that stuff because I know you're good with that.
I just watch the games, and I mean, there's film out there too. But you just watch the games and just analyze the position really.
Just watch the highlights.
No highlights. You gotta watch the game. I stopped off midway through the Iowa game yesterday. That's a game I want to watch because I feel like he fought through some adversity that game. I'm only through halftime. It's 10-10. I gotta finish watching it. They end up winning that game. Obviously, they're 6-0. But to go into Iowa, that's usually a strong defense. I want to see how he kind of rebounds. He throws an interception somewhere in this game. I want to see how that kind of demeanor changes. He hasn't had many bad games this year, but that was his worst.
Dude, you know what impresses me about this kid? His IQ, his football IQ. There's talk about this.
There's a lot to be excited about with him. But again, I want to see him against top notch.
And not to mention 6'5".
6'5", 6'4".
Yeah, 6'5".
225, I think it is 225.
A big boy. Big boy. All right. And honestly,
quick decision maker.
The only thing I'm a little worried about is like the program he comes from in Indiana. Right.
Well, he's been through 2 programs and he's been successful in both.
Oh, he has?
He started Cal. That's what I was just saying. I want to look at his Cal tape.
Cal?
He went to Cal. He was at Cal for 2 years, and then this is his first year at Indiana.
All right. But Indiana, their whole division, it's not the strongest of divisions. Like, you got to kind of
Indiana?
I just don't want another friggin' I don't want another Zach Wilson, bro. Where was he from again?
He just went to Eugene and beat Oregon.
Oregon. Yes. But who else do they play in that division?
Who else do they play? He'll eventually have a date with Ohio State. Probably.
Listen, I don't follow college as much. I just watch the performance of the game, and that's it. But I'm just saying, Zach Wilson came out of what was that? Oh my God, where did he come out of?
But here's the thing with Zach Wilson. I tried telling you this, but you didn't want to listen to me. Zach Wilson had a very outstanding final year with BYU. When they played terrible opposition. He was one of the players that benefited from a weak schedule because of the COVID situation. Basically, teams were allowed to pick who they wanted to play because not all teams were traveling. So they basically stayed within that Utah middle of the country kind of section, and BYU really didn't play much of anybody that season. He looked great doing it, but my whole opinion on it was I'd rather a guy that goes punch to punch with some good opposition like Justin Fields and see where it takes you. Obviously, we know what Justin Fields is today, so I would have been lying at the time. But here's the thing: I feel like the Jets would still be in a better situation with Justin Fields at quarterback all those years.
I agree. Well, you know what it was? Honestly, I just think it was more of the coaches that were involved here. Listen, we know what Sam Darnold is, and we knew.
You're saying with Zach Wilson? You're saying because of
coaching, 100%. Dude, the coaching.
The caveat there, though, Dom. Did you see what LaFleur did with friggin' every other quarterback that wasn't named Zach Wilson?
Well, I'm not saying. All right, let's forget about Zach Wilson. Forget about Zach Wilson. I'm talking about Sam.
Well, no matter what, you got to hire the right people. It doesn't matter who you pick a quarterback. Obviously you want to pick, but you got to have the right people here.
Listen, we struck out on Zach, 100%. He sucked, and that's it. All right, Sam, no. We didn't strike out. We sucked at that. Okay.
We struck out the coach.
Yeah.
We struck out the
100%.
coach. Again,
Dude,
let's
100.
revisionist history here. I told you that is the most important head coaching decision hire that they will make.
That was the McCarthy one, right?
I told you they needed to get McCarthy. They needed to get McCarthy. There's no other option. Say what you want about Mike McCarthy. He coached for Dallas for what, 5 years, whatever it was over there. And Dak Prescott developed into what was that?
He probably went to the playoffs almost every year.
Yeah, most years he went to the playoffs. Were they going to get over the top? No. But I would have rather had McCarthy here developing Sam Darnold and bringing out the best in him. And then you turn the corner, maybe you get a better coach that has a quarterback that's well developed. Obviously, it's revisionist history. Hindsight's 2020. We could have got McCarthy, and he could have been the worst freaking coach in the history of the franchise, just like Gase was. But obviously, I did mention that that's a very important coach hire. They needed to nail that one, because if they didn't, this whole thing is going to be over. Sam Darnold will probably be gone within 3 or 4 years, and that's exactly what happened. We're in a very similar situation here. I mean, obviously, a lot's got to happen between now and that.
This is 2.0. This is going to happen again. Dude, we are picking
Aaron Glenn as head coach next year.
Huh?
You're probably gonna have Aaron Glenn as head coach next year with a year one quarterback. If they don't do well, they'll be looking at a new coach as a quarterback is going into year 2. Yeah, it's literally the same exact story that you could potentially be talking about with Sam Darnold. Hopefully, Woody Johnson learns from his mistake and understands if you have a quarterback that you believe in that has a 5-game stretch to the extent that Sam Darnold was able to put together at the end of that season, that you need to equip him with a guy that knows what the hell he's doing, not someone you believe is a quarterback whisperer who obviously was a crock of shit as a head coach.
Listen to me. Hold on 1 second. If we are picking number 1 in the draft, this is where it's going to come down to. That means we are the worst team in football. All right. That is a fireable offense. Okay. Now, I know they signed Aaron Glenn for a 5-year, $50 million. I don't care what they signed. This is freaking Woody Johnson's money. He's an idiot. Anyway, who cares? He'll pay. Okay. But here's the situation. If you want to really turn around this franchise, okay, I don't want nothing. Okay. I don't want nothing. If we have the first pick of the draft, okay, we need an offensive mind that could develop a fucking quarterback.
They're not going to fire Glenn after 1 year. I just don't.
You know what? And then we're going to be down that road again, bro. This is going to be it's like a revolving door. It never stops.
It's okay. It's okay though. It's okay if you don't reach a point where you're screwing it all up. You've got to have that point in time where you realize that this is all going wrong. Listen, if Engstrom is able to develop as an OC, it doesn't really matter if Aaron Glenn is a terrible coach. You're just hoping that he keeps the trajectory of whoever we pick at quarterback moving in the right direction, so that hopefully by year 2 of this rookie quarterback, if Glenn isn't cutting it, you're cutting bait with him. And then you realize you, again, are in a situation where you are hiring a head coach to develop this quarterback. You are not hiring a head coach that you believe is good with the players and whatever, the quarterback whisperer situation. That'll be a critical decision. Again, we're talking 2 years in the future.
All right, so let me ask you a question here. Okay, in a situation like this, okay, let's say the Jets end up picking first or second in the draft, and then let's say they get their quarterback. Okay, they start next year, and the quarterback looks good, but the team looks bad. So the quarterback looks good because the offensive coordinator, Egstrand, right, is developing this kid, and he's like looking good, but the fucking team sucks. At that point, would you not say, all right, you fire Glenn, let's say week 6, week 7, and give the reins to Egstrand as the head coach?
Wait, hold on. You're saying this year or next?
Next year.
I mean, I don't.
That's the only way you can tell me that this would be okay.
You don't know what Egstrand is as an OC. How are you going to make it a head coach?
I just told you the situation. I told you.
Let's
say the quarterback is developing really well. The offense is playing fluently well, but they're losing games because of fucking everything else. Okay. My point is this: if you fire Glenn at that point, do you not put Egstrand as your interim head coach?
No, that's
What do you do there? But
we just
then
made
you got to
that
lose the guy.
we just made that mistake.
Developing this kid.
So here's the issue there. What I'll rebound with is he's doing a good job at developing your quarterback. So you want to, instead of having him continue to focus on your quarterback, you want to say, hey, ignore that for a minute and take over this entire fucking team that's not doing well right now and try and fix the problem.
No, I get what you're saying, though, but you do understand what will happen next. If they throw their linebackers coach or their friggin' secondaries coach or any part of that team's coach, okay, and it develops really well with the quarterback, all right, but not him, guess what?
Yeah,
we're gonna lose that relationship no matter what.
Yeah, but
and that's what I fear, and that's why I'm saying you got to hit on this head coach, man. Aaron Glenn is fucking driving me crazy. I love the fucking guy. The guy needs to fucking show something next.
You can love him as a player, but you can hate him as a coach if that's what he's putting out there. That's my opinion towards that.
No,
love him as a player. I don't like him as a head coach. He has yet to show me a reason to wake up on Sundays and feel like we're going to win.
He hasn't won a fucking game.
I don't see the victory. I don't see it. I don't see it against Carolina. I think Carolina is going to beat us. I really do.
I mean,
I don't see the victory against Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is a well-coached team. They're going through a struggle right now with no quarterback.
Especially now with Flacco back there.
I mean, whatever. I don't even see us winning bye week. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the Jets are going to be in the news during the bye week over something stupid for whatever reason. And it's
I had a bye week. All right, we're going to get our win before.
Well, that's true too. I mean, no Garrett. Who's scoring points? Tell me who's scoring. Who's scoring points for us on offense? Justin Fields going to throw these fucking ghosts of wide receivers and like Josh Reynolds.
Dude,
is that one was already even still on the team?
Honestly, I would tell Garrett, bro, just chill. Take off 7-8 weeks. They need to hit on his quarterback.
He's your captain. He's your leader. He's the only thing you guys have.
You can't tell him that. I mean, the kid wants to play. That, you know what? And everybody fucking criticizing this poor guy for fucking fighting.
For what?
A lot of fucking stupid Jet guys are like they get mad because Garrett Wilson's fighting with Aaron Glenn and all that.
Did you blame him?
No, I don't.
Blame him?
No, absolutely not.
That was ridiculous at the end of the
day. Let me ask you a question. How ridiculous would it look if he kept his mouth shut? Am I right? That's bad. He fights. He wants, bro, the kid wants to win. And you know what's funny? We're wasting this fucking poor kid's fucking, bro. Honestly,
well, if you nail the quarterback, it's not a waste. If you nail the quarterback and you bring someone in here who can freaking work with him, you're talking about not a waste. You're talking Garrett Wilson for the next 5 years with a developing quarterback. That's a recipe for success right there. And you got Garrett Wilson on a pretty team-friendly deal when you're considering what you got him for.
No, you do.
But here's the thing. Like, all right, I guess we're there. Let's do it. All right, we've been talking about it for a while. What the Jets need to do next year is as simple as this: free agency. They need to bring in a legitimate options on the defense. They need to retool his defense.
Defense on free agency, 100%.
You need to bring in a veteran wide receiver. You need someone that's not. I'm not saying strike fear. I'm not saying what.
Okay, free agency, all money, defense, draft.
No.
Young and fast.
No, listen to me. No, listen, you can draft a wide receiver.
The first 3 picks of the draft.
They need multiple. What they need 1, 2,
I get it.
3 receivers.
But Anthony, let me ask you a question. Anthony, if we end up, let's say the Jets.
Are you drafting 2 wide receivers in the draft?
We're drafting 1 in the first round and a running back in the second round. What?
So if you're not drafting 2 wide receivers in a draft, you need to address wide receiver.
No. You could throw a little like a sprinkle somewhere. Listen, can I just say something? And then you could go on, okay? No. Let's say all right, let's say 2025, this year, we trade Quinnen Williams for a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we have a top 3 pick, top 5 pick, and we're going to have a mid, 20 pick, okay?
Yeah.
My thing is this, and we're going to have a second-round pick, okay? Those 3 picks. Ready for this? Mm-hmm. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, 3 picks.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean no?
So
why you shake your head no? Say yes.
Because the Jets are not in a situation to pick a running back in the second round.
They have to.
No, they do.
They got nobody. Bro, we need
You use the middle
control.
rounds.
We need to control 4 or 5 years of a stud running back.
No,
Yeah,
the Jets are not ready to. Dude, the Jets have so many holes.
I do. I understand, but those are 2 big holes. We're going to lose our running back.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your running back. Find one in free agency that you trust a little bit.
No.
Look what the
You
Giants
need a
got in Cam
dynamic
Scatterbo. What, fifth
No.
or sixth round? Look
Listen,
what the Giants should say with Cam Scatterbo.
all right, if you could find that, go for it.
No, but hold on. Here's the thing: the Jets cannot pick a running back around 2. They have so many other glaring
No, I
holes. in this team.
understand that, but you want to make this offense elite? That's how you do it, bro.
Yeah,
You need a dynamic running back and a dynamic receiver. You get 2 if you are able to get 2 receivers opposite of Garrett Wilson and a dynamic running back, and let's just say your quarterback is a 50-50, okay, better than fucking nothing. We can be dangerous on offense. Am I right?
Could have a good offense. Yeah, you're relying on your entire offense to be year 1 players.
All right, so hold on, wait. You're right. All right, so let's go back to Detroit Lions.
Not to mention your offensive line being 3 guys within their first 3 years in the league.
Right, which is good.
You're relying on an entire youth movement to take.
Good. All right, may I ask you a question?
You need veteran players, Dom. This offense has been
You're
awful
right.
for decades, man.
Dude,
they need veteran players. They need a veteran wide receiver.
Next year, we're going to have Fasciano on his year 3.
Yep.
Tippmann on his year 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're going to have Membu on his year 2.
Yeah.
You're going to have Simpson. I want to bring Simpson back. I mean,
we'll see what happens.
That has to happen. And then we have to all right, free agency, another guard for sure, depending on what happens with AVT.
They need a receiver, man. You don't think they need a receiver?
No, they do. No, I'm just saying you got to bring back a guard. You have to free agent, but they got to have $100 million on the cap. They could bring in a guard. Okay, $15 million done. A good guard.
You need 2 guards. You need 2 guards.
All right, 2 guards. Yeah, right. And then going into the draft, let's think about Detroit Lions. Okay.
Please don't talk to me on the Detroit Lions. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of this comparison.
You're tired of it. Jamar Gibbs.
Tired of it.
That year when they had the 2 first-round picks, Detroit.
No, that was the second year.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I'm going back.
Dude, they were in year 2 of Dan Campbell's system when they got Jahmyr Gibbs.
So if we have 2 first-round picks next year, all right. So you tell me this:
year 2.
What would you rather do next year?
I was trying to tell you, but you want the rambunctious over here. They gotta go defense heavy in free agency, but they also do need to address a veteran wide receiver. You cannot go into year 1 with a rookie quarterback without any sort of ilk of a veteran receiver outside of Garrett Wilson. You need somebody else that's going to be out there that strikes a little bit of fear to where a game plan needs to be adjusted. Additionally, within the first 2 rounds, you were drafting another wide receiver. Arian Smith is not a guy that I trust to be one of your top 3 receivers.
How do you know if you want to see him play?
But again, I don't trust him today.
I don't want to bank on it. You're right. I don't want to bank on that.
And that's what I'm saying. Do you really want to trust Arian Smith to be your number 3 guy? If he develops into a gadget guy, I have no problem with a guy like Arian Smith being my 4th guy and could develop and be a big game threat. Fine. But then he takes snaps away from the veteran. I'm not saying go out there and get friggin' T. Higgins. I'm not saying go out there and pay buku money for a number 2 wide receiver. I'm saying go out there and get a serviceable guy.
You just need a reliable number 2. You need a reliable number 2.
Diggs is doing for Drake May's development.
How much is he making there?
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
He didn't sign big money. He was coming off an ACL too. Don't forget that.
I get it.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes a rookie quarterback needs someone that he can trust on 3rd down. Sometimes a rookie quarterback needs someone he knows is going to get open at some point in time.
Well, that's what I'm scared of. The rookie quarterback. Listen, and I'll be honest with you. And here's the thing that this
they're paying like $22 million a year for Stephon Diggs.
How much?
$22 a year.
All right, probably because of that trade. So the Jets in a situation here, though. I mean, if you think about if you're a quarterback coming into the draft next year, and let's say the Jets drafted you and I never want to play for the Jets. But you know what? Listen, you got a pretty decent offensive line. I mean, you got 2 bookend tackles, a center, possibly a guard and plus. So you're going to have some sort of
you can fill guards in the middle rounds, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to keep Simpson. I really do.
That's why I'm so sick and tired. The Jets are going to pick a freaking offensive lineman in this draft too. Like, come on, let's You
No,
can
I get
fill offensive linemen in the middle rounds. Good teams do it. Tell me the last time friggin', like Dallas makes a history of picking middle round guys to be the interior.
They do.
And
And
they
honestly, here's my thing too. I'm saying if you're going to trade Quinnen, if you trade Quinnen Williams to Dallas, instead of getting like a first round and another pick, why not one of their offensive linemen? Like
you're not going to get that midseason. You're not going to get that midseason.
No, at the end of the year. Oh,
you
I see what you're saying. Oh, you're right. Yeah. All right.
We can, but
it's a little harder though. I get it.
I think the point that you'd be putting out there is like as a team you'd have a couple of years of control. Plus, you'll have the ability to negotiate with him.
Right. Right. So you have your team, like a quarterback coming into this situation rather than Zach Wilson did when he came into the Jets, as Sam Darnold especially, is in a better situation. Like Mendoza getting drafted, or Nussmeier getting drafted, or freaking whoever else quarterback is getting drafted with this team here. We got some tools here. The offensive line kind of is like 3/5 of the way there. Am I right?
Yeah.
You believe in that or no?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, 3/5. Now I'm just saying they're not.
And I think they have Myers under contract too next year. So technically, I mean, you just need a guard potentially.
Yeah. So
right, is Myers under contract next year?
I'm going to say 3/5 because he's 3.5. How about this? 3.5 fifths there. Okay. So you draft. All right, you're not drafting you got listen to make this team right offensively. I think this is what you need to do: shore up the offensive line with that guard, solidify it, bring in a number 2, either draft or free agency. Okay, running back, either keep Breece Hall, lock him in now, or you draft one either in the first round or second round, but he's got to be explosive.
Running back? Dude, they're not picking a running back in the first round.
Dude, so why? What's wrong about that? If you're getting a Bijan Robinson or explosive kind of running back, hold on. So you're telling me right now, if you could have 4 or 5-year control of a running back like a Bijan Robinson, you ain't taking him?
No, tell me, like on the list of Jets needs, where's a running back land in that?
I understand that. I get that. I 100% get that. But I'm tired of always going for like, oh, we need a corner. Let's draft a corner. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, we need a lineman. Let's draft a lineman. Fuck this. Let's go all offense because I haven't seen offense, dude. We haven't seen offense in 30 fucking years.
Running back's not the way, dude. I just mentioned earlier, like Kyren Williams was like a 4th round pick.
Yeah, all right. I understand that part too.
Like, listen, the Jets have bigger needs. You got to look at the dollar value of some of these position players. It doesn't make sense to trade Breece away for a 4th round pick to turn around and get a running back in the first round, paying him $10 million anyway.
No, I get it. No, see, all right, I get that, but there's 2 running backs. I forgot who their names were. There's a kid out of Notre Dame. What was his name? I'll find out right now.
I forget his name too. I know you're talking about. What about? But the thing is, like, they're not there. Like, they're really just not there. So you pick a running back.
But so was in Detroit when they drafted Gibbs.
Yeah, but Dom, Detroit was
what? Now look at
that. Detroit was trending upwards though already.
Yeah,
Detroit was trending upwards. They were a 7-win team.
So
the year before that.
Let me tell you something. And
honestly, did they make the playoffs in year 2? Did they make? Oh no, they didn't make the playoffs.
They almost did. They played relevant.
So they were a 9-win team. You're trying to compare Detroit Lions drafting Jahmyr Gibbs as a 9-win team on the cusp of the playoffs to the Jets making that same decision.
So let me
when
ask you a question.
First overall pick.
So a question for you. If the Jets actually nail their quarterback next year, let's say they nail it. Okay. And you brought in a Jahmyr Gibbs running back in the first round or second round with a number 2 wide receiver in that first round in that same fucking draft. You don't think we're going to win 9 games next year? If they nail
next year?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You mean no?
There's so many needs.
If we nailed our quarterback, nailed it, like meaning like, shit, this guy's legit. Okay, hold on.
But you know what you're asking for right there?
I understand that. But you got to get this.
You know how long it took Josh Allen to be it?
What?
You know how long it took Josh Allen to be it?
No, I get it. He wasn't the number 1 pick of the draft either.
Okay, but Dom, we know what he is today.
You know what?
I'm just
Honestly, I don't know, man.
Dom. You're asking.
I'm
You're
dreaming.
asking for
I'm
you're
dreaming.
asking for sunshine and rainbows.
I'm
I gotta be
dreaming.
honest with
Yeah,
you.
I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming.
You're putting the cart before the horse. We don't even know who the quarterback's going to be.
I thought it was
We
a
don't know if the
Darnold
Jets are
year.
gonna have
I
number one
really
pick.
did think it was Darnold year.
But regardless, I mean, let's kind of continue here because
Yeah.
off-season talk is a conversation for a different day. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't buy the running back in round one or two of this upcoming draft. The Jets have so many other holes that they need to address.
They do.
But anyway, back to our topics. I think we've kind of covered everything. Just overall business performance. What?
Predictions, game 7.
You already know what I'm saying. So I guess you give your score first, and then.
All right. Okay. So, Jet Nation, Jets Live podcast. I predict our first win this week. And the score will be 27-23 NYJ. 2 turnovers by the defense, 1 for a score, and a big special teams day. That's it. 20 seats. Jets win. Let's go. Our first win.
I'm going 24-17 Carolina. I don't know. I just don't see it.
No, listen. It's either or, right?
And even 17, I feel like I'm just trying to like.
I know.
I don't even see 17.
Especially with Garrett Wilson not playing, right? Where they get?
Like I just don't see where the offensive production's coming from unless Breece Hall has a game.
That's what I think. That's where it's going to be.
But teams are going to be drilling the box. I feel weird saying 24-17. I just feel like it's the NFL. You should be able to score 17 points, but not this fucking team.
Who's our starting receivers this week if Garrett's out? I mean,
bro, they're having open competition right now for like.
Bro, can I ask you a question? Where's Brandon
Smith? Tryouts.
Bro, what happened to Brandon Smith and Pritchard? Like, where are they? Aren't they in our practice squad?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. These guys develop. I mean,
yeah, but you know what? Right now, aren't they? Shouldn't they all be playing? 0-6 now. Throw them in there. Let's see what they got.
You'd like to say his coaches see what they see, and they're just not there. I mean, Josh Reynolds and friggin' Tyler Johnson are not fucking keeping guys off the field. All right, it's if these guys really had it, I think they'd be on the field. I think they show glimpses and stuff like that. Like
I get it.
But I don't think it's enough to be starting caliber players.
Hold on. So you trust the Jets organization to tell them if the talent's there or not?
I just don't think the whole gym class heroes is like a real thing.
I get it.
I think it's a cool story and all. But Robbie Anderson was on the field when he was killing it in preseason. I mean, he eventually saw the field. They brought him up to the roster. Like it's not like you don't see talent. You're like, okay, that guy needs to be playing. Again, Josh Reynolds and Tyler Johnson aren't keeping these guys on the sideline. Like these guys are, Arian Smith is not keeping these guys on the sideline. Like these guys, I just don't think maybe are Sunday players yet.
They're not. And you know what? The funny part about that whole thing is, you watch these players as they develop and all that. You get a whole bunch of these bums and all that. The 1-1 guy that I love the most, they traded him away. And now he's a stud back in San Francisco. Who is it? Defensive end. Our undrafted.
Bryce Huff?
Yeah, man. The fuck?
If you need like a recipe for how to destroy an elite defensive line, go no further than Joe Douglas. John Franklin Myers.
And mind you, oh man, he killed it. He destroyed our team, bro. Hey, you know what?
But he brought back Solomon Thomas. Anyway.
Bro, it's been great, bro.
Yeah. Stick on after the show. But Jet fans, appreciate you guys joining. Dane, always in the chat. Appreciate it. I was telling Dane we got to get I don't know if you ever watch his show, but he's got his co-host Murph. I've been on the show a couple times.
Oh, send me over his thing. I'll definitely go on, man. I love watching content, man.
But yeah, him and Murph had me on a couple times. I suggested we have them both on one day. That'd be a friggin' shit show. Maybe that's a good fix your franchise type of moment. But anyway, stick on for a minute. Jet fans, appreciate you joining the chat. Appreciate you guys joining. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go Jets.
Jets.